In this video, we'll be hunting 2 boxes of pennies. We'll be looking for any wheat cents from 1958 or older. We'll also be looking for any foreigns, proofs, heirs or varieties, or any other cool things we can find. And we'll also be pulling out any copper that we find and fill up the jar. We do have one ender in these 2 boxes, and it's in the first box right here. It's a pretty beat up 1957 Denver, but it's still an ender nonetheless. And let's start the hunt, and I'll bring you in when we have our first find. Roll number 8, and we have our first find, and this one's going to be a foreign. Looks like it's going to be a Canadian, and it is, and it's from 2000. Roll 10, and we have the first wheat cent of the box. It is an Obverse Facing, 1956, from Denver. Next roll, roll 11, and we have wheat cent number 2. This one's another one from 1956, but this one's out of Philly. Roll 14, and we have the third wheat cent of the box. It's another one that's Obverse Facing, and it's a pretty rough shape, 1946 Philly. Roll number 20 was our wheat cent ender, and it's the 4th wheat cent of the hunt so far. Don't see anything else in the roll, and it is a 1957 Denver. Roll 27, and we have a different find, and on this 2019 I noticed some odd stuff going on around the date, and then when I put it under the scope, I'm pretty sure that's a die crack, because you can see the crack extends a little bit onto the rim, and then there's a big raised part under the 9, and it kind of goes towards and even into Lincoln. So I'm pretty sure this is a die crack. Didn't find it listed anywhere online, but still, if it is a die crack, that's a pretty cool find. Next roll, and we're finally going to have wheat cent number 5 of the box. Third coin in the roll, and it's a 1942 out of Philly. Just open the next roll, roll 29, and we have our 6th wheat cent of the box right in the middle of the roll. Let's reveal the date. And this one's a 1947 out of San Francisco. Same roll, and we have another wheat cent. Hopefully this means the box is heating up. This one is a last year 1958 Denver. Roll 32, and I just got something that I haven't gotten in a long time, and that's a proof penny. This one's in pretty good shape. Haven't gotten a proof penny in a long time. Let's see what it is. It's a 1983 San Francisco proof. That's an awesome find. Roll 40, and we finally have the second foreign of the hunt. And it's another Canadian cent, and this one's from 1983. Roll 44, and we're going to have another wheat cent. And this will be wheat cent number 8 of the box. And it's another 1956 Denver. Roll 46, and we have the third foreign of the hunt. This one's going to be yet another Canadian penny, and it's from 1984. Last roll of the first box, and we have Canadian cent number 4, just a few coins in the roll. And this one is another 1984. That was all the finds for box number 1, and it was a different box. I got a lot more Philadelphia minted pennies than Denver minted, which is usually the opposite for me, which is pretty interesting. We got a little less copper than normal. We got just over a quarter of the jar full. We still got some good finds. We got 8 wheat cents on the 40s and 50s. Then we did get a few cool miscellaneous finds like that 1983 proof, that 2019 with the possible die crack error, and then I pulled out this 1967 with the lamination error on the reverse. And we only did get 4 foreigns, but still that was a good box. Don't get proof pennies almost ever, so that's definitely a great find. Now let's move on to box number 2, and hopefully we can continue with the good finds. Roll 1 of the second box, and we already have the first find of box number 2, and it's a wheat cent. And this one is a 1951 from Denver. Next roll, and we have another wheat cent, and this is the 10th wheat cent of the overall hunt, second for the second box, and it's another 1956 D. Roll 4, and we have the first foreign of box number 2. And it looks like it's going to be a Canadian cent, which it is. And this one is a 1998. Roll 5, and we're already going to have the third wheat cent of box number 2 near the middle of the roll right here. And it is a 1946 Denver. Just opened roll 7, and I can see a couple more wheat cents. See one's date right here. It's another 1958 Denver. And then I see another reverse right here. And this one is a 1945 Philly. Next roll, roll number 8, and we have another foreign. Glad to see this box is doing a lot better than the last one, getting a lot of wheats and foreigns. This one's another Canadian, and it's another one from 1984. Just opened roll number 9, and we have another wheat cent. This box is already close to getting the same amount of wheat cents as the last box and only 10 rolls. And then this wheat cent is another 1951, but it's a San Francisco. Roll 11, and we're going to have another Canadian cent. Kind of just perfectly popped out in the back of the roll. And it's a 1972. Roll 19, and we have another foreign. It's going to be another one from Canada. This one is a 1987. Next roll, and we have another wheat cent. And this one's yet another one from 1956, and it's out of Denver. Roll 29, and we have another Canadian cent. Too bad the wheat cents have been kind of slowing down in this box, but still, it was good at the beginning. And this one's another 1987. Next roll, and we have a couple more Canadian cents. And the first one I see is right here. This one's a 2000, and then later in the roll, see another one right here. And this one is a 1972 with some gunk on it. Roll 33, and we have yet another foreign. It's going to be another one from Canada probably, and it is. And it's a 1968. Roll 42, and we have another foreign. This one's going to be another Canadian, and it is a 1965. Roll 46, and we have another wheat cent, and this one is near the middle of the roll, right here, and it is a 1949 Denver. Roll 48, and we have another wheat cent. This one's the oldest of the hunt, a 1940 from Philly. Both boxes have been hunted, so let's go over the finds. We ended up getting 8 1959s, 16 Esmonts, and 29 2009s. Foreigns, we got 13. All of them were Canadian from 1965 through 2000. We got quite a few miscellaneous finds. First was that 1983 S-Proof we got in the first box, and that's a great find. And then next we got that Possible Die Crack 2019. Couldn't find it anywhere online, but I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm not going to say it for sure. Then we also get this 1967, which has a little bit of a lamination error on the bottom left of the reverse. And then in the last box, I did get a 1960D small date. Wheat cents, we got 17 for the two boxes. Unfortunately, they're all in the 40s and 50s, but still, 17 wheat cents isn't terrible. And then that last box had a lot more copper than the first box, so we got about 3/4 of a jar full, so that's pretty good. And overall, this is a pretty good 2-box hunt.